What is the mind? The mind in its nature is the faculty of cognizance, of knowing. But where is it? What is it, right? Can we find it when we look for it? These are great questions. You see, when you look for the mind, as your observing power gets stronger, you'll find a couple of things. The mind is always there. It's visible, it's clear, it's unobstructed, it's empty, it's naturally pure and spacious. The mind is really just a knowing faculty, knowing sound, sight, smell, taste, thought. That's what the mind really is. It's that element of consciousness which simply knows. Okay? And when you investigate it further, you see that in each moment of experience, different occurrences arise and color the mind in different ways. So for example, greed, frustration, fear, love, mindfulness, concentration, compassion, contentment, despair, joy, passion. All of these are mental occurrences which simply arise in the space that is your mind, just like clouds appearing in the sky. And they're functioning in their own ways and they color the mind, again like passing clouds in the sky. Through their particular functions, some are wholesome and bring us happiness. Some are unwholesome and bring us suffering. So all troubling aspects of your personality, how angry you are, jealous maybe, impatient, but also all the things that prevent you from creating successfully, consistently. For instance, greed, fear, the need to be right, etc., etc. But also all the great things about you, your generosity, let's say, your kindness. All of them, the good, the bad, the ugly, are simply appearances arising due to conditions. And they come and they pass, and they come and they pass. Each of these patterns of mind, the problem ones, the wonderful ones, each are expressing their own nature, and they just arise and pass away as conditions change. They're precisely fleeting because they don't belong to a core permanent self, as we've seen. Again, they are just appearances appearing out of conditions, and then they pass. Some of these occurrences come more often than others, because maybe you've cultivated them extensively throughout your life, so they hold more space in your mind. So the direction we're going with this technique we're learning is that we're beginning to open to this very transformative way of understanding ourselves, the world, and ultimately the markets. We are also developing wise discernment. In other words, we are clearing the ground so that we can begin to cultivate wholesome states of the mind over the unwholesome ones. But this has to start with the experiential understanding that the self, however strong the subjective feeling we have of it, is an illusion to begin with. The ego cannot thrive in a mind that resides completely in the present. You're not the sensations in the body. You're not the thoughts. You're not the emotions. These always come and go. And the only thing that isn't an illusion is awareness. Being aware of all those transient, temporary, passing states. So we are beginning to see that the whole sense of I, the whole sense of self, is a mental construct. It's a fabrication of the mind. There is a natural purity, clarity, emptiness to consciousness. And as said, a whole variety of mental occurrences are only arising and passing away in every moment, like clouds over the blue sky. Thoughts and emotions and sensations and everything else that we perceive through our senses, those are just appearances within that space which we call mind. The self is only a thought of you in the past. It's a thought of you remembered in the past and projected into the present and the future. And so when you reside fully in the present, body and mind, when you see thoughts arise as thoughts, passing and ever-changing, when you cultivate a habit of non-identifying with them, non-clinging, well, there is no ego at this point. Your vision of the world transforms and becomes more faithful to reality. Your mind finds stability and balance. Your actions become free, effortless, and I argue your ability to operate in the markets grow exponentially because there's just no resistance whatsoever.